Today we are going to be doing our first reading vlog. I have never done a reading vlog. I've never even done any book YouTube content. I've barely done any book TikTok content. But I've been watching so much recently and I was like, why not just put my foot in the water and try it a little bit? Today I'm going to be starting The Night and the Moth. You know it, you'll love it probably if you read it. But my thing is that I've never wanted to read it because I've read a lot of book talk videos that people rant and rave about and they just end up being absolute trash. Like, what was it I read the other day? I Who Have Never Known Men. Don't get mad at me for that one, but like, I just didn't love it. To be fair though, I had read the back of the book and in one of the parts in the back of the book, it talks about the author, how she had escaped from like World War II. So in my head, the whole time I'm reading this book, I'm like, okay, this is a World War II book and I have to put myself in the mindset of that. So like as I'm reading it, I'm like, oh, okay, she's stuck in this cage because they're Nazis. Once I finished the book, I realized, oh, this is fiction. This is fully fiction. And it wasn't a World War II story. So maybe that's why I didn't like it. But honestly, like I tried to go back and put myself in the mindset of what it would have been like if I didn't think it was World War II. And I still don't think I would have liked it. Anyways, so that's my reasoning for never reading this book. Now, one of my favorite people that I watch do book content, her name's Kaylee. She actually just... Yes, I'm following the crowd, but she just had me read 11/22/63. I didn't buy the book because I was scared I wasn't going to like it, but I listened to the audiobook because my dad had it, and after 800 pages, I was sobbing it out. Thanksgiving morning, I was in the car sobbing it out. So I'm trusting her recommendations a little more. After she started reading this and said that she loved it, I was like, okay, well, if she loves it, I'm finna love it, so let me get started. And my grandma had the book just laying around, so like, might as well. I am in the middle of this beauty. It's so good. I put off reading this. I read the first 4 like a long time ago, and I put off reading this one because she's a commitment. But I had read a bunch of like 2-star books, and I was so in the mood for continuing a series, so we did just that, and I'm so glad I did because this book is so good. Also, before we get into reading of this, I have to show y'all something I am literally so excited about. I got this from Barnes & Noble. As you can tell, it's Christmas time. I got this from Barnes & Noble, and what this is, if you haven't seen it already, it's an Advent book calendar. So every day of December, you open a new chapter and you get to read the chapter on that day. And then it goes and goes until, oh, it ends on December Eve. Christmas Eve. There's not even one for Christmas Day. Wouldn't the climax be like on Christmas Day? Oh, it's a young adult. It's a young adult. Whatever. The last young adult I read was Powerless series and I didn't even finish it. So that's enough yapping. Let's just get into this. I'll probably miss her. But let's get into this because I'm very excited. Let's go get cozy. Let's get started on this thing. I know literally nothing about this book. Like, I am going in completely blind. That's how I like to go into most of my books, honestly, because I read a book. I can't remember what it was, but I remember reading the back of the book, and then what I had read on the back did not fully happen until 75% way through the book. I was like actually so mad. You're supposed to be telling me a general summary, not spoiling the whole. I'm only on page 10, but obviously we've just been introduced to the MMC. All I gotta say is if I have to deal with another fake enemies to lovers, I'm gonna be really mad. Quicksilver that I had read. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, this is enemies to lovers. Like, baby. From the moment she saw him, she was like, I need him in my pants. Like, girl, that is not an enemies to lovers. But even when they would like be mean to each other, it like wasn't even like mean. Like they were like low-key flirting, high-key flirting actually. So if I have to deal with that in this book, I'm actually gonna be mad. I've actually never read a real enemies to lovers. I just feel like it's gonna be that because like he was mean to her when everyone else wasn't. Like everyone wants their attention and then comes to him and he's like, what are you looking at? I just really hope that's not what this book is. And like I get that they had to like distinguish him from the other people in some way. So like he's like being rude to her because she was like, a respectable knight would just as soon bite off his own tongue than speak to a daughter of Aisling like that. I don't know how to pronounce these words. Like I get that they had to differentiate them, the people, but I'm just really tired of like fake enemies to lovers. Is her name Bartholomew? No way, huh? I'm confused. I think her name is Bartholomew. I'm going to make some breakfast. Book is actually pretty good so far. I don't usually read like knight books or like medieval time books. So like I'm not really used to a lot of the language they're using, like tour and like I don't really know what any of that means. I'm enjoying it. It's capturing my attention, but I probably need to keep a dictionary handy just in case. But I'm about to make some breakfast and it's just gonna be a bagel because I'm feeling pretty lazy. I got these protein bagels. No, don't get them. So last night we made literally the best Christmas cookies in the whole world. Okay, so I got to a stopping point. I only was able to read 20 pages because I have to go to work. It's a little hard for me to get into it just because obviously in the beginning of fantasy books, they're going to be setting the scene and telling you indirectly what's going on. So what I've gathered is that there are these people called diviners who have to dream for court. I don't know, like right now she's dreaming for the king. So the king wants to know if people like him and she has to dream, and that consists of her drowning and then going into a dream. So she just drowned and she's about to dream for this king, and they like were telling the backstory of what was going on and everything. And it's so hard for me in the beginning of fantasy books to follow like everyone because it's new. There's a new system, new magic system, everything. So I'm trying. I only got to read 20 pages because it was so dense and I had to keep rereading. But I do think I like it so far. So I'm going to keep reading later on and I'll come back with some more thoughts. This is insane what I'm reading right now. This is crazy. If you've read this book, I'm on page 436. You can probably tell what part I'm at. And listening to the audio at the same time, even crazy.